The second part of that, about the practical, I think maybe again is about telling your story and really owning the fact that you're an expert in something. You know, it's like Seth Godin says, you are a leader of a tribe. Everybody's got some kind of tribe. And, you know, I think so many of us shy away from actually giving advice. And I fully believe that your road is yours to plow and you have the final say. You are the god of your life, yeah, with lots of room for mystery and universal intelligence. But I'm just into giving it straight up. This is what I think you should do. This is my opinion. We've become so politically correct about giving opinions. And, you know, I was just writing this last night in one part of the FireStarter Sessions book, that what I craved the most, one of the things I craved intensely on my entrepreneurial journey, was for someone to tell me what the fuck to do. And, oh, I'm a grown-up. I will make up my mind. I may not follow your advice at all. I may take it out. I may beg you to write it out for me. But when you are trying to make art and make payroll, yeah, you got to get a business loan and be innovative at the same time. You just want someone to tell you whether you should take out the loan, you should hire that person, fire that person, or whatever. Just give me your opinion. And it takes courage to give opinions. And I think we need to have more courage to give them and to ignore them. Yeah. Take what we want and leave the rest.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you. That's so wise. Danielle, how does the digital experience of FireStarter sessions compare to your one-on-ones?
Oh.
I mean, minus the obvious that, you know, you're not live in the digital. Well, you are, though, in some ways. Right?
Well, yeah, there's going to be, so there's there'll be actually 18 FireStarter sessions, each chapters, and I'm doing about 17 videos. Oh. How is it different? It's different in that, you know, I'm not looking at your business and saying, I had a dream last night. This is what I see. So, you know, you're not getting plugged into my intuition, which isn't always applicable in every one-on-one session. The difference is you get to do it on your own time. You get more space to marinate. You could get to do it in a group. I did a FireStarter group in New York last year, and that group still meets every couple weeks at the Hudson Hotel in Manhattan to jam about different elements of their business. And I've designed the program so it's very group friendly. You can do one session on branding. You could do one session on fear. You could do another session on time management, another session on promotion. It's your own way. I think in some ways it's actually a more holistic, like truly holistic program, because you get to write, you get to make it yours. I think it could seep in more deeply. I mean, when I do a one-on-one, you get an MP3 of the call, and people tend to listen to that call over and over again. This, you just sort of get the whole enchilada, and you can keep snacking on it.
Lovely. That's cool. You know, and that's an awesome legacy that you created for the New York group, right?
Yes.
You started a fire a year ago, and the embers are still going. That's pretty inspiring. All right. I know that you are not a fan of balance. I'm not either. So for my next question, I'm going to use the word intersection instead.
Well, I like it.
Yeah. What in the world do we find at the intersection of collaboration and sovereignty?
Oh, that's so good. I need to write that down. Collaboration and sovereignty intersection. Oh, wow. Love. What else do you want? That's what you get there. You get love. It is the place where you are an individual, but you are part of the whole. It is a place where you are needed and you need. It is the place where you can be seen and you can see. It's reciprocity. It's sexy. It's creative intercourse, really. It's necessary. You know, I can't create this program without some collaboration. I can't operate in a vacuum. I mean, that goes back to your original question about self-publishing versus a traditional deal. One thing you lose by not having a traditional deal is a whole team who's going to edit you and who's going to give you their perspective, whether you like it or not or agree or not. So that collaboration and that sovereignty, well, what I want to say is you can't be sovereign without collaboration. I don't know if that's philosophically true. I need to think about that because this is such a great question. Let me put it this way. You cannot create great work without both sovereignty and collaboration.
Beautiful. Yeah. So digging into a little bit about that self-publishing process, where you had to forego the big team, were you able to like create your own like team?
Yes.
Yeah.
You know what? And not to be cheesy and like ass kissy, but you are actually part of that team. Everybody who's interviewing me this is fodder for me because I'm in the process of creating it. It's outlined, it's flat, it's firm, but now I'm putting the icing on everything. So yeah. I'm going to write about like my notes here. Intersection of racial creative sovereignty. So you're part of that team. I work with a creative coach in LA named Diana Valentine, DianaValentine.com. She's part of that team. I called her a couple weeks ago and went, I cannot do this alone. I also get fantastic love and literary hardcore advice from Bindu Wiles, BinduWiles.com. She's part of my team. My clients are going to be part of this team. I'm throwing this out to some of them to create a focus group and to pre-read this. I have a virtual assistant, Dawn at Monday Morning VA, who's definitely part of this team. A graphic designer, web designer. I have my husband. I'm like, do you think this chapter sucks or is this brilliant or what? And then I have my cosmic team. I have the people who are in this room that I cannot see right now, who are my angels and my guides. And I think my grandma, my God rest her soul, my grandma's been hanging out lately saying, go this way. And then I have everybody who, I have Seth Godin and I have Michael Bungay Stanya and I have Chris Gilbo, and I have Leanne Raymond, and just all the beautiful philosophers. And I have Rumi, I have Deepak Chopra, I have Erica Harris.
Hey! I love it. That's so hot. Oh, gosh. I mean, what an exquisite team. And cherry-picked just because, you've said how important it is for us to work from our strengths. Mm-hmm. And so I'm seeing, too, the wisdom in cherry-picking our companions in ways that are going to support our strengths as well, or bring the strengths that we don't have.
Yes, yeah? That's a great point. Jim Collins wrote the legendary book Now Good to Great. His phrase for that is, who's on your bus? Yeah. And you got to get the right people on the bus, the wrong people off the bus if they're there, and you got to get the right people sitting in the right seats.